Right then guys, so plan today is to flip all the compost. So gonna get round here cleared. I've already done a little bit this morning. I'm gonna get the leaf mould emptied out and all three of the compost bays flipped over. So 4 bays going to be flipping out today. We've got this one here, which is most recent, and this is now full. That's why I'm doing this today. This one is 3/4 full, or pretty broken down, almost ready to use. Will be ready to use by the spring. And then we've got these 2 bays here. This one had potatoes growing in it, and this is the most ripe, I should say, or ready to use. So we're going to be flipping that into here, harvesting the potatoes, flipping that one into this bin, that bin into that bin. We're also going to be harvesting leaf mould. This has been breaking down now for 2 years. So we'll pull all this out, get all this in buckets and in the polytunnel, ready to use. And hopefully we should get a nice good few spreads out of this. Right there. Never planted any in it, so there could be a good mixture of variety in there, or there could have only been them. So I'll get round here cleared, get the camera set up and get on flipping it, I suppose. And then we've got all this material to add to the empty compost bay afterwards. And we've also got a load of bedding from the chicken run, or the chicken hut, so that'll be going in there as well. So we're probably going to fill this bay up quite quickly, so it will be handy to maybe get as much of that into one, these two, get as much into one bay. That'll give me maybe 2 bays or a bay and a half to fill over winter. Right, well, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but this pallet is broken at the back there. It's got a lot of the way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll get it emptied and I'll put a piece of plywood along here for now, and that should keep us going to the winter, and maybe think about sorting this out in the spring. But for now, I'm going to get it emptied. So start with the leaf mould. Don't use this stuff to line your bloody compost bays. End up with bits of plastic in it. But this well rotted down, and it's also had the pumpkin growing in it. These were leaves that would have been collected 2 years ago. I've got another bay down the bottom there with stuff that I collected this time last year, and a little bit later than planned, but I have started collecting for this year, but I don't think I'm going to be able to collect as many. Just haven't had the time recently. But I'll keep all this in the polytunnel and get it sieved, and any of the bigger bits that are broken down, they can just go back into the compost bins. do get a lot of bindweed growing in from behind the wall at the back there. Bindweed here is just a nightmare. And pretty much impossible to try and keep on top of. But just keep removing the roots. Eventually we will get there. There's a lot less than what there was last year and the year before. But I definitely think we'll be building some new bays here, either over the winter or in the spring. I think this one's on its last legs. The pallets were old when I made this, and it's been here for a good 3 or 4 years now, so it's done well, and I'm sure we can make better use of this space some other way. Might get away with just replacing the middle one for now. We'll see when it's empty. It's a lot drier than I thought it would be, but because I've left it open because of the weather we've had, I did expect it to be a lot wetter. Well, there's only one word for that. Anyway, we're just putting the board there for now. Later the compost should move it all together. Right, well, after a bit of thinking, quick fag break, come up with this idea. I've just wedged a piece of plywood in there for now. It'll do until next year. Next year's problem. Right, well, we got quite a bit more than I thought we would have out of there. Managed to fill all these tabs. There's about probably 200 litres there. Well, these are 35s, big one's 70, I think that's 40. So yeah, about 250 litres there of leaf mould. All needs to be sieved, but I'll keep it in here so it stays nice and dry. Right then guys, it's been a good few days since we started this video. It's done nothing but rain since I started. Right, so let's see how many potatoes we can grow in our compost bin. These are all volunteers. feeling we're going to find a lot of bad ones. But it can just go back in the compost bin. That one also looks like it's been chewed by something. Like I say, never planted any in here. These are all volunteers. Probably mainly come from potato peelings or any little bits that we missed from harvesting potatoes. Let's see, that one's a Picasso, look at it. Again, loads of bindweed growing in this. Best thing to do, pull it down, pick any out as we go. Right, so we're about a quarter of a way down into this now. I'm noticing stuff's quite dry and there's still quite a bit of stuff that isn't broken down. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some super soil. I've got a barrel here that's got comfrey, steeped comfrey water in it. So we're just going to add a spoonful of this into that and use this to soak up all the compost base. Using this barrel emptied so I can move it. We don't need all this comfrey anymore because we've got plenty of the comfrey concentrate that we made a couple of months ago, which we will be taking a look at in another video coming out shortly. But for now, we're going to get rid of what's in this barrel. So we're adding the super soil because that helps break it down and adds all natural organisms and bacteria that all help break down the compost and make the cycle go a lot faster. So all that I'll do is I'll get halfway through this again now and then add some more as we go on. Don't want to be adding too much, I don't want it soaking wet, but I don't want it bone dry either. Well, that didn't take too long. A few nice little spreads out of there. A lot of them been damaged, a lot of them been eaten, but they were volunteers and they were for free, so I'm not going to complain about that. So we've got this bay empty now, and this bay I'd say is about 3/4 full, and still quite a bit of breaking down to do, but hopefully by spring that will be good. Because what I'm going to do is this bay here, I'll just move this out of the way. We'll get this bay here, because this is only half full now after it's sunk down again. I'm going to get as much of this emptied out into that bay as I can, and then the rest can go in this bay, and we should end up with nearly 2 bays clear, I think. Right, that's the front of that one. You can see a few worms here getting to work. This stuff here is quite well broken down. Still quite a bit to go. But we'll get this flipped out. I reckon I'll get all this in that other bay. I won't bore you with me flipping all of this one. Or if I do, I'll put it on time lapse or something. Right then guys, I'm going to call it a day at that now. I'm going to leave this bay for now. I'm going to let it drop down a bit more. But I've started filling this bay with all the bits that we had over there, and the rest of the chicken bedding has gone into there. These 2 bays here, this one is full. I've topped it off with some grass clippings and a piece of carpet on top of there. And this one is about half full, and I've just done the same, just topped it off with some grass clippings. So what I'll do, I'll give this a couple of weeks to drop down, maybe flip it on top of that one at that time, might be able to get both of them in there. But for now, that's it for the compost. I have also gone through and sieved all of the leaf mould. As you can see, that's some really nice stuff. So I'll be mixing that with the compost in the spring. But we pulled all of this out of it. This can now be added into the compost bin as a brown. And we've also got this little bit here. And that still needs to go in there. What, mate? Right then guys, that's going to be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you found any of it useful. Hopefully we should have plenty of compost for the spring and plenty more to come. Get those bays filled up and look into sorting that other bay out either in the spring or over winter. See how it goes. But for now, thanks for watching and please don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.